Coming to join me? That's my puppy Watson. Not a puppy anymore, he's got a little gray around his nose. A little bit more on my planted tank. My 40-gallon breeder, which I am now using for freshwater, and have it going now for almost a month. And in this time of day, the sun comes in, and I'm catching it actually before the beams of sunlight are penetrating the back glass, but you can see it's quite bright back there. Pretty soon it's going to be coming in. Probably something I'm going to want to stop in the future. But I wanted to show you some things. I have an Otto. I mentioned them before, but I don't think they're in the video. So there's one of my Ottos. There's 5 of them. And I got some corridors. So look at that. I had also refrained from getting corridors because I was afraid of Eco Complete being too sharp for their whiskers, for the barbels. But some people had written that they had Eco Complete and had corridors and didn't have any trouble with them. And someone had said that even though Eco Complete looks like it's sharply cut, it isn't hard, it's soft. But we'll see. I mean, the corridors have been in here a few days, and several people have now told me that they've had them in with Eco Complete for a lifetime. So we'll see what happens. So I wanted to show you this plant. Here's I put in a few new plants. That is a water lily that I went out and collected. I was out kayaking the other day and I saw the water lily and I went ahead and got it up. Just put it in there. I don't know how it's going to do. I don't know if it's dangerous taking wild plants and putting them in the aquarium, but I guess I'm learning the hard way if I do have to learn. Also, let's see. What else did I get? I got some, I can't really show you. I can look up there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's just a few little bits of duckweed. I also got that out when I was kayaking. And why would I do that? Well, some people say it's great, especially if you have a new aquarium, because you can export nitrates and stuff pretty quickly with duckweed as it grows so fast. But actually I got it because I wanted it for my pond to feed my goldfish, because I heard that goldfish love duckweed. So I took most of it and put it in my pond, and within one day it's all gone. The goldfish must have ate it up no problem. So if it does take off to be quite a problem in this tank, I know I can keep harvesting it and feeding it to my goldfish. Also, this plant here, I don't know what it's called, but I got that out kayaking as well, and we'll see how that does. Actually, I think I did some research on it and found out what it was called, but I don't remember now. I believe it starts with an A. I'm sure everyone here watching that knows plants knows exactly what it is. It's one of those common plants that a lot of people have. I did get a new Anubis. It's a beauty. It's already sprouted 2 leaves, I think. And I don't know why it's so healthy, and usually Anubis is very slow, but I think these 2 were already sprouted and just needed to unfold and open up, and they did so in my tank. But I'm pretty sure that looking at the Vallisneria and the water sprite that's all the way in the back, all my other plants, none of it's died away or anything. Everything is still the way it was when I put it in. And I know they say the first month your plants are just taking root and digging in and not growing up so much. But I just feel like the lights I have, I got the beamwork lights, that's not really the way to go. I desire to get more light on this aquarium, so most likely I'm going to order not something super bright, because I don't plan on doing anything like CO2 or any high-tech stuff or really difficult plants. I just love to see these plants take off. They're all easy, low maintenance type plants, and it should be good to go. But I do want to have a good light, so I'm going to get the Phoenix Planet Plus, or I may even get the 24/7. I've read a lot of good reviews about how good it does what the plants do. At least the easy medium plants do well with it. It's just a matter of the difficulties everybody's having with the remote and the power supply. Well, that was back in 2015. They now have a new Planet Plus 24/7, and I think they've corrected those problems. It's probably too early to tell, but I'm going to go ahead and find out most likely. And here's a corridor out here in the corner. And I got, actually I got 5 of those things. I went into, I'm one of those guys that's buying my fish out of Petco and PetSmart. And the reason why is I did get the auto Sinless from my local fish store. I don't know how to say it nicely, but it's not my favorite store. Yeah, I just don't want to get into that. So I did get the auto Sinless out of my local fish store. But maybe everything else I got from Petco and PetSmart. And I actually went into Petco the other day. I already had about 10 of the glo-ltight tetras. And for you that don't know, glo-ltight tetras are natural neon tetras, but they only have the one orange stripe. They're not neon blue and red, but they got the orange stripe, so they have a different look, and I just like that look. And I wanted some more, so I went into Petco and saw that they had a fish tank with a bunch of these neons in it. There was nothing else in there except for some corridors, and I wanted to get corridors, and I said, let me have everything in that tank. So she took out, all I could see was 3 corridors. I said, great, I'll take all of them, just give me every fish in that tank. So I ended up getting a dozen glo-ltight tetras, and it turned out after she unturned the driftwood and overturned rocks and logs that she ended up having 5 corridors. But one of them got beat up and smashed on the head when she overturned it, and there you go. There's Petco for you. But that could happen with any employee at any store, I suppose, fishing around. I have yet to see any of these pet stores properly collect fish and net them out. They all chase them with the net back and forth, stressing them to no end. I listened to Aquarium Co-op. Corey was talking about how to properly collect fish. He even did a video on it. He makes it seem so easy. Of course, he's got years of skill doing it, but it's amazing watching him do it. And if you don't know how it's done, you put the net in the tank and keep it stationary facing the corner, and then you sweep your hand, and all the fish are afraid of the hand. The way he says, they're afraid of the big bad monster hand and not afraid of the net. And so I've yet to see anybody else do it that way, at least locally where I'm at. But that's fabulous how he does that. But I have a pretty happy tank. I'm pleased with it. Like I said, though, the war sprite's not growing. The Vallisneria, actually, the Vallisneria has put out two new shoots. And actually, I see new shoots coming up out of all of my plants. So I just need to be patient. In another month or two, I probably should start seeing the growth. So, like I said, that Vallisneria in the back is spreading. It just isn't growing tall, but I got to give it some time. And I'm really enjoying my freshwater tank. It's just been quite a pleasure learning, because, you know, I'm enjoying it so much because I love the fish. They're beautiful, and I love the tank. I love the plants. I love the challenge, and I love learning new things. I've been in saltwater for so long. You know, I did show a video when I was in freshwater years and years ago. But, you know, I'm learning stuff like I'm a newbie, and it's fantastic. Yeah, and it's still the fish hobby, it's still the aquarium hobby. And I love to see people have both marine aquariums and freshwater aquariums. Let's see the one thing I gotta say though, and I did see a video of corridors in sand, and they were getting deep into it. They look like they were just loving it, and they can't really do that with these harder substrates. But yeah, so I did collect a few wild caught plants, and I have no idea if that lily's going to do well or just melt away or what happens, but we'll see. Some of the glo-lights are really fat. I suppose they're pregnant and ready to drop eggs. Not enough places right now in my tank for them, maybe in the Java moss in the back, for them to drop eggs, but you know, this is not going to be good for them. So that's my tank after several weeks now, and I thought I'd give everybody a look-see. And one other thing I gotta tell you that has really impressed me, watching some of the other freshwater fish keepers on YouTube. Haven't been watching saltwater for so long. I'm just being introduced to all these YouTube freshwater guys and gals that have been doing this for a while and giving their tips. And I gotta say, I think PecTech has got the greatest maintenance tip I've ever seen. If I can do it myself, I would. It'd be perfect for me in my travels. And what he does is he clones himself, and he has his clones take care of different aspects of his hobby. I think that's probably the only way you can have a multi-tank house the way he has, is have all those clones, and they're just too funny. Anyway, I thought I'd throw that in because it's such a great tip. Any of you others that have clones, it's a fantastic idea. I wish I would have thought of that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. That's it for this time. Be blessed, and we'll catch you on the next go around.